But what do you make of the possibility of this having started with a cyber attack?
It could have been a cyber attack, and I'm assuming that there was some hacking involved because otherwise I just can't imagine how Israel would not have seen this coming. But understand, everything in the world today runs on computers, and Israel is one of the great cyber defense countries in the world that has enormous capabilities in that regard. So I still don't get it. When you're hacked, if you know you've been hacked, the next second you wake up everybody on the army base and tell them that you don't see what you need to see, and get things going. And there ought to be lots of redundancies. I mean, even cars today, can be hacked. Airplanes can be hacked. Banks can be hacked. I mean, it happens all the time, but there are redundancies in place that keep that from creating damage. And so I'm wrestling with how this happened. It's the country's in shock. I mean, this is a country, as you know, that prides itself very much on its technological capabilities, on the quality of its military and the quality of its intelligence. This kind of a failure, resulted. You've seen the pictures and you've seen the films of the horrors that have occurred from this. I mean, it's absolutely stunning and inexplicable to me how this could have happened.
Just to update our earlier discussion, Claudine Gay is the Harvard president, is female, and just issued a statement. As the events of recent days continue to reverberate, let there be no doubt that I condemn the terrorist atrocities perpetrated by Hamas. Such inhumanity is abhorrent, whether one's individual views of the origins of long-standing conflicts in the region, whatever, she says, whatever one's individual views of the origins of long-standing conflicts in the region. Let me also state on the matter, as on others, that while our students have the right to speak for themselves, no student group, not even 30 student groups, speaks for Harvard University or its leadership. We will all be well served in such a difficult moment by rhetoric that aims to illuminate and not inflame. And I appeal to all of us in this community of learning to keep this in mind as our conversations continue. Does that get it done?
No, it's a word salad. That doesn't get anything done. I mean, as you point out, she speaks in the first person about what her views. Look, 1,000 people were killed, right? Terrorists marched into their homes, pulled women out of bed, raped women, took old women who were Holocaust survivors and put them into jeeps and sent them to become hostage, decapitated babies, separated families from each other, forced children to watch their parents being slaughtered and vice versa. If you can't condemn that straight out, full stop, something wrong with you, again, it's making it very easy for those of us who went to Ivy League schools, to give our money someplace else.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want my kids going anywhere near this place. I don't want them being indoctrinated in this kind of thinking or taught by these kinds of professors or sitting in class next to people who feel this way. I mean, what they're doing is indefensible and it's very clear. It's evil. It's evil. I mean, period. End of story. What do you make of it, though? Because so far, our administration over here has not committed to denying Iran that $6 billion we agreed to pay them for the exchange of these 5 American hostages. So far, and we'll see because the president's going to speak any moment now. I think my understanding is he and Vice President Harris just got off the phone with Bibi Netanyahu. So far, they are not saying that they're going to stop the payment of this $6 billion to Iran, which at least according to the Wall Street Journal and now the Washington Post adding its own reporting saying was behind this attack.
Look, it's really extraordinary the way this is juxtaposed, the attack with the $6 billion, because at the very same time that the U.S. and Iran are negotiating this 5 against 5 prisoner swap with a $6 billion sweetener for Iran, the U.S. says the $6 billion was to show America's good faith, as between America and Iran, America has to show its good faith. And as they're doing that, at the very same time that they're making that deal and discussing and offering that $6 billion in cash, Iran is planning with Hamas, orchestrating, funding, training, and working through this extraordinary plan to kill 1,000 Jews. And somehow America is not looking to get their money back. I mean, we got duped here. We got completely duped. We made a gesture that, again, I wouldn't have done it under any circumstances, but made a gesture of good faith only to find out that the person you're dealing with is planning a Holocaust. I mean, take the money back, for God's sake. I don't. It's not complicated to me.
Why is the Biden administration, much like the Obama administration, so blind when it comes to Iran and so bent on signing this feckless nuclear deal.
Yeah, look, this is this has been a problem for over a decade, and there's so many flaws in that deal. Even people say, well, if we hadn't gotten out of the deal, we wouldn't have this problem. No, we were never in a deal. We were never in a deal. Iran was cheating from day one, and in any event, if the deal was still in place and fully complied with by Iran, which they weren't, they'd be nuclear anyway in another year or two. So it's not like this deal made any sense under any circumstances. But this is, forget about the $6 billion for a second, which is just to me a big insult. Look at a graph of the sales by Iran, per month of oil, the barrels of oil it's selling every month. Okay, and the number has gone up massively, dramatically over the last 3 years. We have taken, we had our, I hate to use the phrase, but we had our foot on their neck. We had this massive pressure on them. And they were reeling. And you know what? People say, well, Trump, let him off the hook by getting out of the deal. No, Iran was not, after we got out of the deal with Iran was still not enriching uranium beyond their prior levels. It was only after the election and Trump lost that they began to ramp up their enrichment of uranium. And the Biden administration didn't do anything about it. And they embraced them and they appeased them and they let them, sell oil all around the world and sell oil to China and make billions and billions of dollars. And they didn't take that money and build hospitals or schools. They took that money and put it into their nuclear program. They put it into their ballistic weapons program, and they put it into their projects all around the region to create these satellite organizations that are.
But why? Why did the Biden administration do that? Is it naivete? Is it that this utopic belief that we can be friends, and if we just extend the hand of friendship and be super nice, they're going to change?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to be a psychologist to know that I'm not. I mean, I think Obama started it with this view that Iran was just waiting to be let back into the community of nations with a pat on the back, and it was just a question of kind of speaking to them with respect. Massive miscalculation. Iran has no interest in any of that, and they've played us for fools now for 10 years.
Okay, let's talk candy. Goods Candies. They are a new sponsor and not your average chocolate shop. Nestled in a small town in rural Indiana, Goods Candies has been serving its community since the Great Depression. Goods Candies takes pride in its farmhouse-style, small batch production using only the finest premium ingredients. Trust me, when you bite into a Goods Candies creation, you will instantly taste the difference. This is a delicious candy. They have indulgent toffees, salted caramels, and all kinds of chocolates with unique cream centers like raspberry, maple, yum, mint, orange, to name just a few. Whatever your pleasure, it's there. Selecting your goodie bag is all part of the fun. They also do customized chocolate bars with your company logo on them or your family name or a message. Could be the perfect client gift or a holiday gift or hostess gift from you. It's unique and it's delicious, and it's a great way for your clients to think about you and your business, or your family and friends to think about you. For our viewers, they are offering a 20% discount when you use the promo code MK2023. While placing your order, the website is goodscandies.com, and their email address is goodscandies@goodscandies.com. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.